Grant.
Thanks, guys. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here on this Thursday. And we're broadcasting. I'm actually here with some of my colleagues in Birmingham. Ed's still working from home on occasion. Oh, here we are. There's Alex. So you may have spoken to Alex. You may have spoken to Ed already. But my job here is to present to you information that I know you're going to find useful if you are on your entrepreneurial journey. It's predominantly to give you motivation, inspiration, and some tips on how to become a successful entrepreneur, in particular in the digital marketing industry. But also I'm going to tell you a little bit about Blam as well, because of course that's probably why you're here. You've heard about Blam and you want to find out more about it. But in a nutshell, guys, I just want to tell you what Blam is, because it's a pretty simple business, really. And Blam partners sell websites and digital marketing services to small to medium-sized businesses. They do it with their own brand. They've got their own logo, their own website, their own set of marketing materials. But we, Blam, my team, are your back office if you're a Blam partner. So all of the designers, developers, the tech support, and the account management are there to support you. So day one of running your digital marketing agency, you've got a full experienced international team behind you with everything that comes with it. And it's the kind of thing I wish I'd have had when I first set up my digital marketing agency way back 20 years ago. And that's really what it's all about. So I'm going to present today. And before I kick off with the presentation, I just want to make a little announcement, because I'm absolutely delighted to let you know that tomorrow we are running our first live event since the pandemic began. Now, you guys are from all different parts of the world, and pre-pandemic, we used to come and see you. We'd be out traveling and we'd be running live seminars in different parts of the world. We've been to Toronto. Is it Haroon's in Toronto? But we've been there. You know, New York. We're lucky enough to say we are getting back out there again this year. We've got 2 trips booked at the back end of the year over to the States. But we're doing our first live event right here in the central of the UK, central Birmingham. In our own office, we've got a little boardroom that we're using. So we're going to have actual people in the room as we present the event, real people, as well as broadcasting to our partners all over the world, and also people like you. So we're actually inviting potential partners, partner prospects. We're inviting our partners to bring their friends and family, to also bring their customers either to the live event, or more importantly, you know, most people are going to be viewing online. So if you want to find out more about the way we do things, it starts at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Ed will have dropped a link into the chat. I'm guessing, have you dropped the bootcamp link into the chat, Ed?
No, I'm just dropping in my introduction that I should have done.
Okay. Well, Ed, we'll drop that in. We call it the Brutal Business Bootcamp because being a Blam partner is really about being an entrepreneur. It's about being in business. And guess what, guys? If you want to be successful in business, it's pretty brutal. And there's some hard truths that you need to know about the traits of the successful. And tomorrow, we're going to be running through a whole list of those things, along with 4 other guest speakers and interviews, showing the attributes of success, because anybody that's got an entrepreneurial bone in their body, really what they're looking for is success in their lives and success in their business. And that is our job. We feel an obligation to help our partners understand what that means and how to get there. So one of the partner interviews is one of our most successful partners, and I'll be doing an interview with her, so that our partners and prospective partners can see what it takes to be super successful. And then finally, at the finale of the Blam Brutal Business Bootcamp, I'll be doing an short interview with my good friend Joe Dinsar, who's not afraid to say he's a billionaire. His company turned over $23 billion last year. Good friend of mine, absolute legend. but I'll be interviewing him live at the end of the event to demonstrate, without any kind of what's the word, showing off or anything like that, but to demonstrate why he's successful. And when you hear him, when you meet him, you won't wonder why. You won't wonder why he's successful. So make a note of that, guys. If you check in the chat, you'll see the link. Whether you become a Blam partner or not, if you are interested in being successful an entrepreneur, I know you'll get value from it. But without further ado, let me crack on with the Blam presentation, and I am going to share my screen. I hesitate, as Ed said, they've changed it and it's just a little bit different.
It is, and it's flummoxed me today.
That's working.
We're in.
We're good.
Okay then, guys. So welcome to the Blam Partners webinar. And do you know what, guys? The world has changed, and for obvious reasons. It's changed again because we're doing live presentations. We're meeting people. I went to a networking event today. Can you believe that? I sat next to somebody and I didn't get told off. It was brilliant. But the world has changed massively, hasn't it? The fact that I'm getting so excited about something that was normal, 18 months ago, absolutely normal, it shows how much it's changed. But part of the reason we get so many people inquire for Blam is because they're wondering about how to secure their future. And what they've decided is they've looked at it and decided that digital is the only way now for businesses to actually prosper. And therefore, digital is a really safe bet in terms of a long-term business. I just want to say, well done, guys. Congratulations, you've made it. You've identified digital. It's been absolutely awesome for us the last 18 months. And I say that with some sensitivity because, gosh, we know that some people have suffered, both from the sort of pandemic and from a business perspective. But we've been blessed because our business was set up, as it seemed, perfectly to deal with the troubles and the trials that businesses went through at the beginning of lockdown. Did you know, guys, a statistic that came out the first 3 months of lockdown is that we accelerated 10 years into the future in terms of our digital take-up, the way that we used e-commerce, because consumers, as well as businesses, if they didn't use digital, they couldn't purchase simple things that they've been used to purchasing because they were stuck in their homes. They only had their internet. And businesses, if they didn't have a means of people, buying from them, using the internet to communicate with them, they didn't have a business. And so we jumped into action right at the beginning of lockdown and provided the tools that small to medium-sized businesses needed immediately in order for them to be able to prosper. And it was a roller coaster, guys. It was an amazing ride. We saw huge growth. We had to deal with obviously the challenges that presented with our whole workforce working from home. But because of the nature of our business, they adapted quickly, and I don't think we'll ever go back. We've been doing webinars like this for years. We've been training our partners to pitch online and use Google Meet and Zoom, etc. And for us, it was such a natural transition. And now we find that Blam partners really are leading the way. I mentioned that, Sherelle, one of our partners, is being interviewed tomorrow at our boot camp. She's up 200% on her numbers from the previous year, and she was already doing really well. We're the same. We're 200% up this year. And really, it's as a result of the way that we dealt with the pandemic. Now, I say that using my words very carefully. The way that we dealt with the pandemic, because it's not just because we're in digital marketing that we've seen such huge growth over the last 18 months. There have been plenty of digital marketing companies that have actually seen a downturn, have furloughed their staff, and some of them have gone out of business using the pandemic as the reason why. Because lots of our customers have suffered, lots of our customers didn't want to spend money. We had to find ways to grow, and we did. And I want to show you how and why Blam Partners have led the way as a result of the way that we've put the strategy in place and the way that we had pivoted and used our business and our experience. And I want to share that with you today, because whether you become a Blam partner or not, I know this knowledge is going to be useful to you. Okay, so as Ed said, my name's Grant Stain. I'm the CEO here, but I set up my first digital marketing business way back in 2001. I've been doing this digital marketing thing for 20 years. That was me round about 2007, thinking I was pretty cool, pretty smug with my fancy car and my flash offices. My business was going well. And I thought I had the entrepreneurial thing sussed. I really did. But let me tell you how that works, because the way my business worked back then is the way most digital agencies still work now. These were my customers, guys. You'll recognize some of them. If you're based in the UK, you'll notice Halfords, the largest retailer of automotive and bicycle parts and bicycles in the UK. I'm sure you know Vodafone and a few of the others. I used to serve these guys by producing marketing things for them that might be a website or an email marketing campaign or digital photography or even a catalogue or brochure. And they would actually come to me and say, Grant, we've got a job coming, can you price it up? I would price it up. I would produce the quote. They would agree to the work, give me the brief. The brief would go back to the team would produce it. We'd deliver the job. I'd invoice it. 30 to 60 days later, I would get paid. And the work had to keep coming. So we were constantly on that treadmill, more work, more work, more work. And the business was growing, the work was flowing, life was good. Big mistake is what I had made, a big mistake. I'd put all my eggs in one basket, and what that means, that metaphor hit me really, really hard when this happened. In 2008, some of you may recall, it was a big old recession. Now, that recession hit people hard. It hit me particularly hard because the businesses that I served looked at the forecasts. They looked at what was going on with the housing market, the banks, etc. And they decided, as a lot of people do in recessions, to make cuts, to hold back, to keep their marketing in-house, to not let Grant and his team have any work because that costs a lot of money and we need to save money because look what the economy is doing. And in a recession, guys, just as a bit of information, most people start making cuts before they're even feeling the pinch. That's the way human nature works. And I've got to tell you guys, it was horrendous for my business because I ended up having to make mass redundancies. I'd sell my car, I didn't get paid. It was an awful time. I couldn't go on holiday. Imagine what it's like going home to your wife and saying, well, actually, I can't afford to pay myself this month. Not pleasant, I'll tell you guys. And I hung on to that business with my fingertips, but it left me with some scars, I'll tell you that. And what I found out, guys, as I was looking around, wondering where I'd gone wrong, there was me thinking I was some kind of, entrepreneurial legend, and then realized I didn't have a clue. There have been 34 recessions since 1854. We're in the 34th recession right now. We're kind of going on this double dip scenario. We knew there was a recession coming in this economy because guess what, guys? That's what the economy does. It's been caused by a pandemic, which has made that recession, it hit hard, really hard, but we were due a recession anyway. You look at the statistics across the last, 150, 200 years, recessions come and go, guys. And there's going to be another one, I guarantee it. And there'll be another growth period. This is the way the economy works. This is the way the world works. And I said to myself, if I have not got a business that can make it through a recession, how can I call myself a businessman? How can I call myself an entrepreneur? And I knew I had to make changes. And I'll tell you why, guys, because I noticed that during that recession of 2008, successful businesses expanded, not contracted. Lots of businesses were contracting, but some of them were absolutely flying. We've just seen it during the pandemic. Our business has been one of them. Why do you think that is, guys? Loads of businesses smashed it during the recession. Think of like the supermarkets did really well at the recession. A lot of big businesses that already had a really good e-commerce solution smashed it in the recession. Farm shops did really well because people were desperate for out of town, food and something that was a bit different. Hot tubs delivery. They sold out of hot tubs. People in the UK sitting in their back gardens in the sun, they wanted hot tubs. There were businesses that pivoted, that made a difference to their business. They expanded, not contracted. And I recognized this back in the last recession when one of my customers not a massive business, but an experienced business guy, Martin, came to me at the beginning of the recession and said, Grant, I want to double my marketing spend with you. And I said, Martin, that's brilliant news. I really needed it at the time. But tell me why you're doing that. Most of the people I know, most of the other businesses that I'm working with, the big ones, they're actually hunkering down, they're reducing their budgets. He said, Grant, I've been running a business for a long time. I've seen a few recessions. And let me tell you what my competition are going to do during this recession. They're going to do exactly that. They're going to reduce their budgets. They're going to hunker down, and they are going to try and ride it out. And some of them will, and some of them won't. But guess what, Grant? During that time that they're doing that, I'm doubling my spend. I'm mopping up their customers. And when we come out of this recession, I'm going to have all their customers. And that is exactly what he did, guys. And it was only a couple of years at the end of that recession, he sold his business for a fortune. He did exactly what he did. He doubled his size during a recession, all because he knew how to manage his business through a recession. Expanded, not contracted. I wanted to do that. So I changed my business model completely. And instead of serving one or two big customers on a regular basis, I actually moved into the small business arena, and I served hundreds of small businesses, selling them a mobile app, which was a new technology at the time, 2010, when I set up my first mobile app company. And I sold hundreds of mobile apps to small businesses. And that business completely changed the way I look at business, because when I was getting a small amount of money every month off hundreds of customers, I knew that if I lost a couple of customers, it wouldn't matter to me. I knew that when a recession came, I wouldn't be first on the list to be dumped, because I was only taking a small amount of money every month. And that was the way I built my recession-proof business. And that is the foundation of the Blam business model right now, which I'm going to talk about a little bit longer, a little bit further down the road. But for me, it changed everything, because I had an amount of success with that business that gave me the ability to go out and have some fun with business. Because, guys, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm one of those people that just loves business. I do business for fun. It is awesome. And I wanted the experience of having multiple businesses. And that's what I went and did. Whilst my marketing business was slowly growing, using this model that I pivoted on, I actually went out and did all sorts of other things to get it out of my system. Became a serial entrepreneur. And I had many different businesses, everything from pubs and breweries to recruitment agencies, you name it, all sorts of different businesses, guys. But the supercar experience business is a good example of a business that used that model again, because I had a bunch of supercars that I would take to the racetrack, and people would come along and do 2 or 3 laps in the car of their dreams. And if you look at that racetrack, you might notice in the background there's a big queue of people. Well, we used to get over 250 people turn up to a racetrack event at the weekend, meaning that if a few of them didn't turn up, it didn't make a difference to us. It was based on that same volume model. And that was the way, I always wanted to carry on from there on. But as things progressed with my marketing business, I realized I needed to focus. I needed to get serious about my marketing business. And I sold a lot of these businesses. I sold off that supercar business about 4 years ago, because what I really realized I really loved doing, and what I really wanted to do, was to help small businesses use big business tech. Because I was delivering hundreds of mobile apps to all these small businesses, but what I realized, and it was quite a shock to me, is that small business owners didn't really understand how to get the best use out of their marketing. They didn't really understand marketing, if I'm honest. They were busy running their businesses. And I said to my team, if we could build a website that was like the websites that we build for big businesses with all the tech in it, small businesses would absolutely love it, because it would mean that they would be taken care of for them and they wouldn't have to worry about it. The problem that we had was we used to charge tens of thousands of pounds for these really cool websites, and a small business couldn't afford that, and they would struggle to get a return out of it. So I asked my team to knuckle down and figure out how we could deliver these websites more cost effectively. They told me it couldn't be done. I'm pleased to say they were wrong, because it was a November night, rainy November night, I'll never forget it. Sat down next to Carl, my lead developer, and he said, Grant, check out this website. We can actually deliver this technology that you've been asking for in a website for a small business, and it's at an affordable price. And that's a key word for us. It's an affordable price, affordable for a small to medium-sized business. And I'm pleased to say, guys, that night will never leave me. I'll always remember. It's kind of like, the eureka moment for me, because that was the night that the AI website revolution began, as far as I'm concerned. That's when it all started. Now, you may be asking, what's an AI website? And I'm glad you asked. Because AI websites, they're our secret sauce. They are what we call our blue ocean. Now, this is the bit where I'm hoping I'm going to give you some value whether you become a Blam partner or not, because blue ocean thinking is a marketing theory. It's a great book, by the way. So if you look it up, Ed sometimes drops it in the chat. Blue ocean thinking is a great book that talks about having a business where you are a metaphor of a shark swimming in a blue ocean. And that blue ocean, you've got it all to yourself and all the fish are yours. Whereas the competition are in a red ocean. That's the website designers and the marketing consultants. They're in a red ocean with all the other website designers and marketing consultants, swimming in a red ocean, fighting over all the fish. But the blue ocean is where the AI website consultant.
Yeah, just drop the link. Guys, feel free to ask questions in the chat, just so that we know that you're still there, by the way.
Yeah, if you just drop questions in the chat, Ed can curate, and we'll do live Q&A at the end for people that are on the live.
Yeah.
And anybody that is watching on the rerun, Ed will be dropping a link into the chat and below wherever you're watching the video for you to book into his diary so you can do one-to-one to find out more, because we're only going to scratch the surface during this presentation, but it should give you enough to know whether you want to take the next steps or not.
Yeah, and if you want to completely nerd out, it's going to get a little bit techie now, but not too much. But if you want to completely nerd out, I'm going to drop a link in the chat right now, where we can book a one-to-one chat, and we'll take you through the whole program, the websites platform, the apps, the social media, the digital marketing that we do for you, and we even go through a little business plan so you can see how much money you can make using this opportunity. But click on the link and book an appointment. We've got some spots available next week, not so much this week anymore. Fully booked.
Awesome. And just a little interesting fact, guys. We signed a partner up. When did we sign Sydney up, Ed? Probably
beginning of this month, yeah.
Yeah. So two weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, just under 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I've just come off a call with him, and he signed up two customers already.
Yeah.
And we didn't even train him this, guys. But the bit that I'm about to tell you now, this next part of the presentation, he basically used it from the presentation I'm about to give you before he did the training and signed up 2 clients. So pay attention to this next bit, because
yeah, Sydney is an absolute like a tornado.
He is. He's a force of nature. But he's trying to run before he can walk. But you know what? I love that.
It's pure entrepreneurial spirit.
That's what it
is. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, I've just come off because he's not done his training yet. I basically did the pitch for him.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Closed the deal. Website's nailed, in the bag, e-commerce. But let me tell you how we got.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And this is how he got it. This is how he got them interested, because he basically just copied what I'm about to tell you now. So the AI website, and AI, this is our secret sauce, guys. It puts us in a category of one. When you're talking to potential prospects, you let them know as a Blam partner that you're the AI website guy. You're the one that can provide artificial intelligence in the website at an affordable price, not the price that you're going to be charged by a big agency that will charge you thousands. And this AI gets better results from the website, gets more conversions. It effectively means it's going to make them more money. We call that blue ocean thinking. And that blue ocean thinking is something that you can apply to any business. When you actually use your product or your service in a unique way, if you've got something that puts you in a category of one, then you're not competing on price, because you're not a direct comparison to anybody else. All the website developers and the marketing consultants, they're all in the same ocean. and they're competing on price. They haven't got much else because they're the same product and service, whereas we're different. And that AI is the differentiation that we need in the marketplace in order to, first of all, get the prospects interested and then close deals, because they either buy it from you or they don't get it. And AI, by the way, guys, is awesome. And I'm going to tell you all about it right now. So, and I'm not going to be too nerdy just before you get it's really important, that is, guys, because our customers, they're not techie. Our partners aren't techie. We take care of all the tech. We need to be able to explain our technology in a way that they can understand and then use it and get the actual results. Really important. So even if you are a tech guy, and we've got a lot of partners that have been in IT and tech, some of them have been web developers, it's important that you actually put that on the back burner, because we need to talk a language that they can understand. We don't want them getting switched off.
That's it. They're interested in making money and saving money. That's it.
Exactly. So the first part of AI, artificial intelligence, is that we can track the number of visits that a visitor makes to the website and give them a unique message, such as in this example, welcome, you're a first-time visitor. Why not check out our fill in the gap? It might be video from our CEO, or it might be our summer deal, or our latest showroom upgrade, or whatever it might be. But when we acknowledge that we understand that they're a first-time visitor, psychologically we make a connection that they don't even notice, and statistically they're more likely to hang around on the website and take action as a result of something that simple. And our website will change depending on the number of visits. We could do a third-time visitor. Hey, welcome back. Last time you were here, did you see the offer that we've got on this month? And that again gets more results. Really important stuff. Secondly, and my favorite that we actually offer, is what we call themes based around a calendar. Now, this means that we can actually change the animations on a website to match the time of year. So what you're looking at right now would obviously be a winter one, Christmas, winter, whenever it might be in the world. And that will animate at the appropriate time. And our designers and developers will set that up, and it will trigger automatically. We've got all sorts of different things. We've got, snow, we've got fireworks, we've got hearts for Valentine's, we've got loads of Halloween stuff, leaves at autumn, St. Patrick's Day stuff, all these different things. And what we can do is then change the website itself based on the time of year. But we can also do things like, I've taken the example of Black Friday. We did a Black Friday deal. That would change according to a calendar. And then we've got the countdown timer, so we can use timers to get people to take action, that call to action. All of these things, guys, is the kind of stuff that other web developers, all the ones in the red ocean, they do all this. They charge a lot of money for all this stuff. It's expensive. With our websites, it's all included. All included. Every single customer that we've got gets access to all these tools, including the animations like the arrow. And these can be combined with a first-time visitor as well. So they might only see the hearts, for example, on the first time they visit. Then they don't see it thereafter. And everything is measured by the statistics. So really powerful stuff, guys. And the kind of thing that other web developers charge a fortune for, gives us another USP, gives us this, this category of one. We call it our competitive advantage. And as you'll notice, it appears on all platforms as well, desktop, tablet, and mobile. And it looks really cool. It looks really cool. We have people buy websites from us just for this feature alone, by the way, guys. Some people go nuts over this. They think it's the best thing they've ever seen. Remember that guy in the fireworks shop, Ed?
Yeah.
He had a fireworks shop. When he saw the fireworks,
he was running around all day, and then he said, look, can I just show you this for a second? And then he said, yeah, I'll have that.
Yeah, so it's, what different things float different people's boats, But the point is, the psychology behind it is that the animation gets people to pay attention. They recognize that it's poignant because it's
and it's automatic. It just comes on.
And it works, just works. So finally, we've got two more things, actually, second from last, geolocation. Now, I'm delighted to say that we are going to be traveling again. This was a screenshot that I did that is, when is it? It's coming up to 2 years ago now. Yeah, it worked well. It's 18 months ago, isn't it? Something like that. We went to Santon, and Santon is a district of Johannesburg, and when we were there, our website would change for anybody that was in that area when they visited the website. We call it geolocation because we can track where somebody is when they visit a website and tell the website to change accordingly so that they can be recognized as somebody who is local. So imagine how powerful that is for somebody who's got a local business who wants to attract local people. You know, it might be a restaurant owner who's got somebody local saying, hey, you're just down the road, we've got a table if you come in now, you know, or come and get our 2-for-1 offer, or download our app and order your takeout tonight. These local businesses wanting to attract local people can use geolocation for really powerful effect. We used it to get people on our seminar, so if they were local, they could come to our seminar. Again, across all platforms, really powerful stuff. We call it geolocation. And then finally, we've got device detection. Really simple. If you're on a mobile, we can detect you're on a mobile and encourage you to make a phone call by a simple one click. Let's talk about your marketing as it does on our website, Call Now. Everything is tracked. And when you get an email through as a customer saying, well, you've had 20 phone calls this week directly from your website because the device detection was working, do you think they would have called if that wasn't triggered? Well, that's why it's more powerful, guys, because you get more people to call you more often when you've got this kind of AI built into a website. This is our secret sauce, guys. This is our USP. Whether you become a Blam partner or not, I urge you to consider blue ocean thinking because it helps you sell more. It gives you a competitive advantage. And you've just got to think about the product and service that you are selling because, we're absolutely, proud as anything about our products. We have got a killer product. It's the best on the market, but it's the best on the market because it gets results, but also it helps us sell it. It helps sell itself because it's unique and it's the way that we pitch it that's really, really key. I hope that makes sense, guys. Blue ocean thinking. So the next thing that I want to talk to you about, which is also a little bit different, and this, is probably the most important part of the presentation. The three main areas that I really want to stress to you, the blue ocean is the one, MRR is the second one. Now, who knows what MRR stands for in a business context? Somebody want to drop it in the text, in the chat rather? What does MRR stand for? What do you think, guys? What do you think, Ed? What do you think MRR stands for? What about you, Alex? What do you think MRR stands for, Alex?
I think in general, mothers really rock.
Mothers really rock. There you go. It's a good one. Multiple Rolls Royces is still my favourite, but I'll put you out your misery, guys. Monthly recurring revenue. Now, this is my favourite phrase, my favourite 3 words, my favourite 3 letters, MRR. Why is that? Well, you remember, guys, when I talked about when I changed my business strategy and I went from helping big businesses to lots and lots of small businesses, the bit that made the difference was monthly recurring revenue. When we went into lockdown, the first pandemic, my business was not in jeopardy because I had monthly recurring revenue. Blam Partners businesses weren't in jeopardy because they have monthly recurring revenue. All of the design agencies that didn't have monthly recurring revenue, that were trying to get work through the door, all those marketing consultants that still needed to sell, but everybody was going, oh no, we're in a pandemic, we better wait. They're the ones that went out of business. They're the ones that really struggled. They're the ones that let fear rule. And we were the ones that prospered. We mopped up. We were the ones that took advantage of it because we had the security of MRR. Those 3 letters, guys, can change your life. I met a guy today who used to work for us and he went into business on his own. In fact, Alex, he was your predecessor.
Oh, yes.
I met him today. He's listened to everything we taught him. He's now got MRR coming in. Absolutely delighted to find out that he's taken everything on board that we taught him, and he's now got his own business and he's got a recurring revenue. Guys, it's a game changer. It really is. But getting to that point where your MRR is serving you takes expertise. It takes a bit of knowledge, and we can help you with that at Blam as well. And one of the ways we help you do that is we don't charge an upfront design fee to our clients. So when you are in front of your potential prospect and you're telling them how cool an AI website is, and then you turn around and say, well, if you want to get started, I'm not going to charge you an upfront design fee. How do you think that goes down? And then what if you said, and by the way, if you don't like it, you can cancel any time. We're not going to tie you into any contract. You can cancel whenever you like. How does that sound as a selling proposition, guys? Why do you think we do it? Because it sounds pretty counterintuitive, doesn't it? There's not many people in the marketplace that do that. But I'll tell you why, guys. Because we make more sales, and those sales are a monthly recurring revenue. And when you've got that money coming in every month, it is a game changer. And when we use the model, we specifically set up the business for you so that you don't get charged by us for an upfront fee. So therefore, we can build the website for you, and you don't have to charge for it. And you take your monthly recurring revenue and you build up your revenue month on month on month. And guys, it's a game changer for your business because it helps you build a business. You've not just got a job pretending to be a business. Guess what? When I had my marketing agency before, my digital marketing agency, you know, when I was stood by my car with all that thinking I knew what I was talking about, really, I just had a job. I just had a job. I thought I had a business, but I didn't have a job. And when the recession hit, that's when it really hit me. So this is what we need to sort out, though. Once we want to achieve that business model, we want to be able to make sales. We want to be able to grow our business so that that monthly recurring revenue builds and builds and builds till we get to the point where we don't have to make sales, or we get somebody else to make sales for us, knowing we've got that residual income. However, if this looks like a salesperson to you, if that's the way you imagine a salesperson to look, then you need our help, because the perception of what selling is massively affects your ability to build a business. And let me explain why. And the reason I use that picture, by the way, guys, I'm talking from experience here, because I've used that picture because I used to think that was what a salesperson looked like. Let me explain why. Somebody told me this many years ago, a business coach. He said, if you are in business, you are in sales. And I said, I'm not in sales. I've been, running a business for a while now, and I've got salespeople that work for me. I don't want to be in sales. I don't want to look like that bloke, the last bloke. And the guy said, okay, well, okay then, Mr. Businessman, if you're not in sales, who do you want to be like? Who's your guru? And I said, well, Richard Branson's one of my heroes, and Steve Jobs. He said, okay, well, Steve Jobs, let's look at him. He's famous for getting up and doing his keynote speeches. He sells his iPads and his iPods and all that kind of stuff. And then people go and queue up outside the Apple store and they buy all his stuff. But you don't think he's a salesperson. And I thought about it. Well, actually, he's probably one of the best salespeople. Apple is now the biggest company in the world. And when he did his keynote speech, millions of people bought his stuff. And yet I hadn't even noticed he was selling to me. And that is the trick, guys. That is the thing that we need to aspire to, because if you are in business, just like Steve Jobs, just like Richard Branson, you are in sales. But don't sound, look, smell, or taste like a salesperson. Weird using all those, senses, but it really gets under your skin, because when you're a professional salesperson, people won't notice you're selling to them. Just like I didn't notice Steve Jobs had absolutely took me up like a kipper. I bought everything he's ever made.
What would be the equivalent sort of phrase in Canada for that?
Took me up like a kipper. Took me up like a herring.
Definitely, yeah. He literally, you got the lot. If they made an Apple car, you would have one.
I'm covered in Apple. I'm dripping with it. It's yeah, and you know, and that's the way it is, isn't it? That I didn't even realise I'd been sold to, and that's what we emulate. That's what we love at Blam, is studying success, studying sales success, studying business success, teaching our partners how to do that so they can follow a proven system, don't deviate from it, and get results.
And when you go to the Apple shop, it's not like salespeople there. They're called geniuses. They're there to help you solve your problems.
What's that one you use, Ed? That the McDonald's one. Discretion is the enemy of duplication, is it?
Yeah. But also McDonald's, there's a secret behind that. There's two secrets. First of all, there's no knives in the kitchen. Epiphany moment there. No knives in the kitchen, so you don't need to be a chef to cook a meal.
Yeah.
And it's actually all about real estate. So you usually see a McDonald's in really, really prime locations. Well, the McDonald's organization owns that property and actually leases it to the franchisee.
Yeah, they're in the real estate business, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I think the key point here, guys, is that the McDonald's is a sort of the thing that we put on a pedestal as the
repeatable system. Yeah.
The franchise, isn't it? You think of franchising, you think of McDonald's. You know, I know a guy who owns several McDonald's, and it's an absolute machine. You know, makes him a fortune. But guess what, guys? He follows their system absolutely to the letter. They don't allow him not to.
Is he a chef, by the way?
No, he doesn't own any knives. He's only got forks. But that's why, you know, Ray Kroc, who founded McDonald's, had this phrase, and it was that discretion is the enemy of duplication. And, you know, a franchise is the ultimate in duplication. Yeah. And if somebody has an opinion, in other words, the discretion about the way to do things, that's when it goes wrong. So we've got a system for partners that if you follow it and you don't deviate, you don't question it, you will get results. If you do have some discretion about it, if you do change it, your results may vary. Okay, that is the caveat, and that's what we do now, guys. And a lot of people, you know, think that at Blam we're all about the delivery. We're all about, you know, our AI websites and our social media and our apps and all that kind of stuff. And you know, we're the back office, and to a, you know, large extent we are, but it's kind of 50% of what we do. So when you sell a website or an app, you send in the brief to us and we take care of everything, so you don't need to worry about it at all. But the other 50% and the bulk of what we do, what I live and breathe, what I spend my bulk of my time doing, is motivating, educating, and helping partners to achieve success. That is what we do, and that is what the team at Blam are dedicated to. Part of that is the reason that we've got the, you know, all of the delivery sorted, because that helps them focus on their business. But whilst they're focusing on their business, they've also got lots of things that they need to think about how to grow that business. And that's the bit that we love. That's the bit that we love. What I want to now ask you guys is, what problem do we solve? Because that's the way you really start to understand what it is we do at Blam. And our clients, you know, are small to medium-sized businesses and what we call SMEs, small to medium-sized enterprises. And the problem that they face is that they know they need digital marketing. Nobody's going to question that anymore. They know they need it. Since the pandemic, not even in question. But they haven't got the time to figure it out. They don't understand it. They haven't got the knowledge and skills, and they're worried, where should they spend their money? Because we've gone through a digital marketing revolution that we were already in one. Last 18 months, it's gone bonkers. It's so fast paced. 10 years in the first 3 months, we accelerated into the future. It's always changing. And now, it's now more important than ever. If you haven't got a digital marketing strategy as a small business, you have not got a business. And that means that where we fit is absolutely key. And I want you to hear our mission statement, guys. And this is the mission that every one of the staff that works for Blam knows and understands. and it's why we get up in the morning, and it's what we do, and it's really simple. We call it it's part of our mission statement, and it's to coach our partners to achieve sustainable success so that Blam websites can help thousands of entrepreneurs around the globe. Really important one for us, because we can't do this on our own. So we coach our partners who are entrepreneurs themselves, who can have peer-to-peer conversations with other entrepreneurs using our systems and processes, motivated by their own success. We can help them achieve success following our system, and by making our partnership program replicate what we've already proven, we can help more people than we could ever imagine around the globe. We're in 7, 8 different countries now. We've got successful partners all over the world. And that is our driving force, guys. That is exactly what we are all about. And to back that up, the reason we get so passionate about it is we've got 3 key pillars that I want to explain to you. And it starts with our products. And I've told you about the AI websites. And, Ed will tell you more about this than me when you go on the deep dive. But I just want to give you a little overview, because they are future-proof, and this is really important. When somebody comes on board with a Blam website, the reason we charge a monthly recurring revenue is because that fee that is charged every month is recurring forever, because the websites are updated all the time. 60 times last year, we updated everybody's websites with new technology, meaning they're future-proof. That's a big deal in the website world. Ed will show you more about that. Drag and drop editor is really important. The pitch that I just did, actually, that was one of the things the guy wanted to know. Can I update my website myself? Because he's been stung in the past for not being able to get hold of his developer and being stuck needing to update stuff and not being able to get. Yes, you can. But by the way, if anything you need updating, you let us know. We'll do it within 48 hours at the latest. Full support. We offer all the tech support, so you don't need to be techie as a Blam partner. We take care of all that for you. Plus, you get your partner dashboard, which I'll explain in a little bit, but gives you all the information you need about your clients, your customers, and all the back office information. We use the absolute best service on the planet, Amazon Web Servers. They're super secure. They come with an SSL certificate, meaning basically we just take care of the lot. There's loads more I'd be able to tell you about, and I'd love to nerd out on the websites. We adore them. They are the backbone of what we do. However, Ed, I will reserve that privilege for him so he can nerd out with you. Don't forget, there's a little link in the chat. It takes you to his diary. You can see his availability, and you can book yourself in for a deep dive one-to-one where he can show you with the screen share everything you need to know.
We had a late visitor. Sylvia, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Coming to the end of the presentation. We'll probably have about 10 minutes left. So thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome. Now, our app strategy is based on that foundation that I talked about earlier in the presentation, where, I was one of the first people to set up an app development company in the UK back in 2010. We've sold hundreds of apps ourselves. We understand exactly what we do, but our team will build the apps, design them, develop them, do everything you need based on the brief provided. And it's another fantastic monthly recurring revenue model. Ed will tell you more about that. We've got our social media strategy using a social media posting platform called Blam Social. Social media is really important in this day and age for small businesses especially. And we show you how you can post based on an AI algorithm, meaning you can post at the right time, the right content, using over 100,000 pre-designed templates that are updated all the time, seasonal and on point, beautifully designed stuff. And it's another fantastic monthly recurring revenue model. Blam Social is something else that Ed will tell you all about. And then we've got local SEO, search engine optimization, big part of any strategy for marketing these days. With a monthly recurring revenue model, our team are there for you. And again, all of this stuff, you don't need to be techie, because Jay, who's our head of search marketing, he will actually attend the appointment with you to make sure that you take care of any of the technical stuff that you may not have got into yet. Your job is to help get results for your customers. We take care of the tech. That's our job, and the development and everything else. So your job is to become a successful entrepreneur and grow your business. and we take care of the rest. So secondly, we've got our processes, and I said I was going to talk to you about our back office, but we have built our own system that provides all the key data that you need as a Blam partner through one point of access, meaning that the dashboard will give you access to our resource center, our learning center, our support system, with all the tickets. All of your work will be in there, the vault, a workflow manager, access to all the websites. This system is completely unique to us. We've developed it from the ground up, specifically to give partners exactly what they need to be a successful digital marketer. It's completely unique, and it's an absolute game changer for anybody in business, because what you will come to learn quickly in digital marketing is that you will need multiple different tools to run your business, and you'll have multiple different logins, and they'll all be costing you money. We give it to you all in one package, guys. And it's another thing that just makes life easier for you to grow your business. Really,
one source for everything in your business. Brilliant.
Exactly.
I'd love to show you that in a bit more detail, guys.
Yeah, so Ed can do that on the one-to-one.
It's actually unique to Blam. You won't find this with any other opportunity.
Yeah, we've developed it ourselves. So the Blam certification is the certification that you go through, the online training provided by myself, to ensure that you've got the credentials, the right knowledge and experience to be able to deliver the appropriate quality to call yourself a Blam partner. So when you get that badge on your website that we've built for you, it shows that you have been qualified and you can help small businesses with their digital marketing. We're really, really proud of this certification, guys. It's a real seal of quality when you've got that on your website, and it shows that you've been through the training and you've passed the Blam exam. Really, really key. And then not only that, guys, we give you all of digital marketer training. Now, this is provided by the best digital marketers on the planet. Digital marketers are widely recognized as the best trainers on the planet, and they've brought in some of the best people in the world to actually deliver these courses. What it means for you as a Blam partner is that you're never going to need to buy another training course again. We ensure that we take care of everything for you guys, so that you have got everything wrapped up with a bow on it, and you can focus on growing your business, knowing that having bought into the Blam Partnership Program, everything else is taken care of. And finally, I'm immensely proud of my team here at Blam. The people, particularly during the lockdown period, they've stepped up something. It's just awesome. We've changed the way we work now. We were all in the office. Now they're spread out remotely, but it works well for us. It works well. We're all coming together tomorrow, by the way, at the boot camp, so that'd be nice to get everybody in the office. But let me tell you a little bit about your team, and let's start with this guy. So you may have spoken to him already. You may know him as Ed. You may know him as Awout. You can ask him about that in the one-to-one. But Edward van der Klein, this is the guy that's going to be talking you through the process from now on, if you choose to take next steps with us, finding out more about Blam. And he's going to hold your hand through that process to find out whether or not it's a good fit for you. But along the way, I want to just explain a little bit about Ed, so you can get a bit of an understanding of his backstory and understand, who it is that you're actually dealing with. Ed is actually an ex-Blam partner. So we first met a while ago, and it wasn't long after that we sat down, and he had the pitch that pretty much that you're having now, probably about 5 years ago now. And he sat in front of us, saw the opportunity, was really impressed with it, handed over his hard-earned cash, because he was a digital marketing consultant at the time, and joined us as a Blam partner. Now, things went really well for him. He started getting lots of requests from other partners to help him and mentor him, and we saw there was a real asset there with this guy. So I'm absolutely delighted to say that he's now joined the business. He's now international sales director, and he is your guide for helping you on these next steps. So when you speak to Ed, he's been where you are now. He totally gets it, and he smashed it as a Blam partner. So this is the guy you need, to talk to find out what it's all about. He's fully digital marketer trained. He's a LinkedIn training expert as well, which is really helpful. And he's also a sales legend. So If you need help, he does a lot of the training with partners as well. So he helps with sales training. All round good guy. Your friend of mine, Mr. Edward van der Klein. So, and I'm sure you can tell him more about your backstory and find out where Mickey Mouse fits into it all. So let me just tell you a little bit more about the support team, guys, before we wrap things up. If you become a Blam partner, there are certain people that you'll deal with on a daily basis, just because they're the ones that are the customer facing or partner facing people, and also, they look after your customers well on occasion. So Audrone is our head of production, and she's fantastic in terms of the way that she deals with customers, but she's the one that you'd be dealing with in terms of workflow, etc. Kobe is a star. Do you know what? He started work with us when he was 16. I can't believe that. He still looks 16, doesn't he? He's been with us a few years now, obviously. But yeah, straight out of school, insisted on working for us. So he's what you would call a tech genius. He's one of those whiz kid guys, So, and he's an absolute legend.
You know what I told him the other day?
What's that?
That he actually reminds me a little bit of Craig Federici from Apple.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you don't know. Oh, Federici is like their head of software in Apple.
Is he one of the guys that does the
presentations? The one with the big hair.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So he's an absolute legend. He can sort anything out. He's got his team of developers underneath him now, and he's he's an all-round good guy.
Federici.
Yes, he is. And then we've got Jave, another legend, head of search marketing. So he looks after all the SEO and PPC and advertising. Again, he will attend appointments with you, help you with your customers. He'll even close deals. He's an all-round good guy. And then another guy that you'll talk to is Jay, head of content, because every website needs content. And this guy manages the writing. He also will take briefs and talk to your customers to make sure we get the right tone of voice. And all of these guys are the client-facing, but their job is helped to make them look good. We've got our designers, our developers, ad managers, and partner success team, and this is what it's all about, guys. It's these people are the foundation of what keep our partners happy. Along with myself, I'm very hands-on with the training, guys. So what we're doing today and what we're doing tomorrow with the Blam boot camp is very typical of what we do a lot of, and that all comes into being a certified partner of getting this kind of ongoing support and training, because you're not on your own when you join Blam. And we do weekly sales, we do weekly production, sales support training, we do mastermind groups, we do one-to-ones with the support team, we do post engagement within our closed Facebook groups, we do events like the one tomorrow, we do special guest speakers regularly. We're basically here for you guys, and as a result of all this, what some people tell us is over-delivering. We're proud to say that I get a report every week on a Monday morning. It is consistently at 100% positive feedback from our partners. Occasionally it dips below, gives us an opportunity to improve. We're not perfect, but we're not far off. Okay. So all you need to do this, guys, is a laptop, a phone, internet connection. You are good to go. More importantly, just like these guys, these partner testimonials that you will find on blampartners.com, like Sherelle, like Marius, like Michael DeMeo, whittled us down from 2,500 different franchises. All of these guys, Andrew Scowcroft's had businesses before, got a lot of nice things to say about us, comparing us to other franchises. And John, who's, just absolutely smashing it at the moment, one of our top guys. All these guys from different parts of the world, from different backgrounds, every different size, shape, and color you can think of when it comes to Blam partners. They're all the same because they've all got a passion for helping small businesses and being entrepreneurs themselves and being part of a community that embraces that, guys. We are entrepreneurs here. We love business. We want success. And if you want to be part of that, then let's talk further and let's see if you want to join us. And just want to finish off with this post This post was a while ago now. It was right at the beginning of lockdown, but I love this post, guys, from Sarah, one of our long-term partners. She's been with us since about 6 years now. And she said, I have to say, Grant, that I'm hugely grateful to Blam for encouraging me to build a business based on a recurring monthly income, as I'm hoping it will help me weather this storm more easily than other businesses. I'm feeling sorry for lots of people now. That was posted at the beginning of lockdown, where none of us knew what was going on, did we? We were all in a bit of shock. She had a business, she'd been with us a while, where she had money coming in every month, which meant that when we went into lockdown and she couldn't use her office anymore and she had to homeschool her children, she felt safe, she felt secure, she wasn't worried like so many other people were. Why, guys? MRR, monthly recurring revenue. And here's an example of, you know, what Sarah could be earning. And based on a basic price list of, we're just talking here, £100 a month for a website recurring. So no upfront fee, £100 a month for a website. Same for an app. SEO, we charge £300 a month for. There's £150 profit in that. If you sold one website a week, one of them was with an app and one of them was with SEO, that'd be a pretty average month. Okay, pretty average month. Some partners would be disappointed with that. Some partners would be happy with it. If you did that every week for a year, your recurring revenue, your MRR, after you've paid us, will be £6,600 a month. So £6,600 a month left over after you've paid us in the bank account. That's €7,800 or over 100,000 Rand. It's over $8,200. In Canadian, it's 10,300 or over 12,000 Australian dollars. If you did it for 2 years, it would be double that. Now, this isn't a get rich quick scheme, guys. It's not sort of, you know, do this training and, you know, order your Lamborghini next week. This is a proper business that has value. Every partner that's got a business with monthly recurring revenue has got a business that has got value, that can grow, that could be saleable, or they can pass on to their children, as some people, you know, are very much thinking of. You can scale it with staff, or you can stick with it on your own. Our job is to help you achieve what you term as successful and help you on that journey. Well, I hope we've done that to a certain extent today, and I hope you found this presentation useful. If you want to stick around now, I'm going to talk about what it costs to become a Blam partner and how you can get onto the next stage. I just want to make sure you've got the takeaways for this on your entrepreneurial journey. Blue ocean thinking, MRR. If you're in business, you're in sales. Those are my 3 takeaways. They won't serve you badly, I promise you. That is good advice. If you want to find out more, stick around now. I'm going to run through the package because you'll be delighted to know we've got a deal. We have got a deal for you today. And here it is. What is included in the package today? Well, first and foremost, you get the certification that I've talked about. It's completely bespoke to us. Ends with the Blam exam. And it's only for partners. It gives you that accreditation at the end. Worth over £20,000. It includes all our training videos, the resource center, the sales collateral, the website. You get your own brand, your own marketing collateral. We do a lot for you. We set you up in business. You get all the digital marketing training courses. That's 11 courses, value of over £5,000. It's included in the deal. You get the Blam social training and resource center, being able to provide social media services. Great revenue stream, worth over £2,000 included. Exclusive access to the Blam management team. You will have my mobile number. You can access me anytime. We'll be doing bi-weekly calls to make sure that you are on the path to success. It is limited. I've only got so much time, but I can talk about that in a little while. But if you want access to me to train you, it is priceless. Accountability program, meaning you get put in a multi-mind group. It's worth over £5,000 sterling. And it means that you get access to other partners, other successful partners, to show you how you can achieve success. Live training with me and Ed, exclusive to Blam partners every single week. We're going live 3 times a week at the moment, worth over £5,000. Access to the exclusive Blam partner deals. Didn't even touch on this earlier, but we do deals for partners so they can sell more. We've just finished a deal where we bundled an app free of charge with every website that was sold. It went down really well. People sold more. It's worth over £4,000. Comes with all the collateral that goes with it. You know, the social media stuff, the press releases, all that kind of stuff. Then the Diffie package. Ed will explain this in more detail, but it's the do it for you. It effectively means that for one small, and we've got a deal on at the moment, small monthly fee of £99 a month, or whatever that is in your currency, we will design and develop as many apps and websites as you give us for one fixed fee. It's an absolute game changer, this is, guys, because if you went out and sourced freelancers to do it, that's going to be costing you nearly 50 grand a year. Ed would know this because that's what he used to do. That's why he joined Blam when he was a partner way back then. This is a game changer, guys, because you get our entire team as your back office from day one for that small monthly charge. It doesn't matter how many websites you give us to design, it's still the same fee. The value is immense. It's over £90,000 worth, or over 130k in US, 2 million rand or 100k in euros, over 160 Canadian or Australian. This is huge, huge value. All of that training, all of those systems, all of the accountability program, the live ongoing training, and then the deals and the Diffie, the do it for you. Today, though, we've got an investment that is a June offer, and we're making a substantial reduction on the upfront fee. It is limited, guys, so don't hang around if it's something that you are interested in. But we've knocked off, when you take away the normal Diffie fee and then the money that we've knocked off our normal fee, we've got savings of over 6,000 US, over 5,000 sterling. We've got a saving over 10,000 Canadian or Australian, over 100,000 rand, 4,000 euro saving. So for 17,000 US, 20,000 Canadian or 12,000 sterling, you can get yourself started with Blam. It's a significant reduction. It is limited. We had 6 slots at the beginning of the month. We're down to 3 now. We've got a few people in the pipeline. So get booked on with Ed if you are keen to take advantage of this.
Actually got a bit of time later on today. So
brilliant.
Tomorrow's going to be a bit of a squeeze, but yeah. For the weekend.
So a demo with Ed is what you need to do next, because that will really give you the information that you need to make an informed decision about whether it's for you or not. But if it is, and you want to lock that deal in, what we need is a signed proposal that Ed will send you. And then we get the payment sorted. Now, you may want to do a payment plan. We can sort that. You can talk to Ed about that. You might want to pay up for it in full and get cracking straight away. If you're in the UK and you're looking for funding options, we have got funding options too. So let us know about that. But once that payment is organised and agreed, onboarding begins, and you could be trading within 2 weeks. As I said earlier, guy signed up 2 weeks ago. He's made his first sales already. If you want that to be you, get booked on with Ed and let's get cracking. Love to have you on board. We're now going to be open for questions, guys. Really appreciate your time and attention. Thanks for hanging around. And yeah, look forward to speaking to you soon.
That's brilliant, guys. If you're watching this on the replay, the link that we're going on about is in the description below. Really appreciate your time here. If you're watching this live, just stick around for the Q&A right now.